Figma Motion Tutorial Complete Guide for Beginners. Figma's motion and prototyping capabilities have expanded significantly in recent updates, and most Figma users are using a fraction of what is available. So, if you've been using Figma for static designs, but your prototypes feel like slide decks rather than real interactions, static screens connected by instant page jumps, this tutorial is the upgrade that you need. Now, Figma Motion is pretty much going to cover everything from basic transition animations between frames to complex component level micro interactions that make the prototype feel genuinely more close to the final product. Now, understanding these capabilities changes how you communicate design intent to developers and how convincingly you can demonstrate designs to the stakeholders. Now, the foundation of motion in Figma is smart animate, which is Figma's system for automatically generating smooth transitions between frames when matching layers exist in both of the frames. Now, when you have a button in frame A and a matching button in frame B, and you set up the transition type to Smart Animate, Figma generates a smooth animation between the button's properties in each frame. You can get a new position, a new size, a new opacity, and a new color. Now, this is what enables Figma prototypes to feel like real production and animation rather than slideshow transitions. Now, a card that expands to a full screen, a menu that slides in from the side, a model that fades in over the background. All of these are smart animate transitions where the designer defines the start state and the end state. And Figma is pretty much going to generate the animation between them. Now, the key requirement is layer name matching. And for Smart Animate to connect a layer in frame A to its corresponding layer in frame B, the layers must have identical names. Inconsistent naming is the most common reason Smart Animate produces unexpected results. Always check layer names first when an animation isn't behaving as expected. Now, what you can do is you can create two frames in Figma, a card in a closed state in frame 1, and the same card in an expanded state. So, firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to go ahead and go with Try Figma Motion. Now, once you hit Try Figma Motion, as you can see, it brings you into this section, which it says Config 2026 Playground, where you can find the motion section. Now, of course, you're going to create your account with Figma. If you don't already have one, it's totally free. I'm simply going to go ahead and sign myself up as so. Now, the motion part isn't as difficult as it sounds. Okay, it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy to work along with. It doesn't take you a lot of time. So simply, wait for things to load you and wait for the captchas to load, wait for the verifications to be done. And once all of these things are done, what you can do on from there is just, go ahead and work along with the correct workings of Figma. So as you can see, we have config 2026 playground loading right up. So you're simply going to wait for it to give you the correct consensus that you need. And once everything is done, as you can see, you're here. So it says everything is good to go. Continue to file, which basically takes us to the Figma section. And once we have actually gone straight into Figma for ourselves, this is where the framings appear. Okay, this is where all the frames that you can add for yourself are going to come right in. And to use Figma Motion, do make sure that you're in the Config 2026 Playground section, which is more of a community platform. All right, so from here, do make sure to get yourself onboarded. It's pretty simple and it's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead with these features. and simply click on continue. Obviously, I'm going to go with the starter plan, but in some cases, you might go ahead and need the upper plans because in some regions, Figma Motion is only available on the paid plans. Now, over here, as you can see, it's going to go ahead and give you all of these things, right? Now, this is our general, area to map. And what you can do is you can actually start creating frames for yourself. Now, as you can see, there are 2 frames already created in the files right here. Okay. So there is this frame. Okay. And then there is this frame. Now, a card in a closed state in frame 1 and the same card in an expanded state, the closed card might be a small static title, but the open card might be, let's say, slightly bigger as so. Now, what you can do is get the full content and show both layers. You can name the card layer identically in both frames. Like, let's say both of these can be called product card. And once the naming is done, in the prototype panel, you can connect frame 1 to frame 2. So as you can see, we have prototype over here. And of course, over here, we can create this custom connection. So you are going to go ahead, click on this. And from here on out, as you can see, we can go ahead and create a connection however we want. Now the connection depends on you as well. So as we can see, we have this connection right here. And once we've added a connection, what you can do on prototype is create an interaction animation. So you can go ahead with sticky stop at edge or scroll with parent. And I'm going to go with both directions. And once that is done, we have a proper prototype. Now what you can do is you can click on play. And what that does is it actually runs the proper prototype for you, showing how it's going to look when it transitions from frame 1 to frame 2. And that is, a small idea of your motion traveling. That is how the general motion works with 2 frames being overlaid on top of each other. Okay, so we do this. And once you go ahead and go to the next page, basically what happens here is this gets transitioned straight to this. And of course, it depends on the user when they're working around with it, exploring every update and working through everything. You can also go with advanced transitions with overlays and frames with component states that are variants and give you a component level to work along with. But of course, that also depends on your design and how you choose to scroll the interactions and work along with that. Now Figma's motion full capability is incredible with smart anime transitions and overlay interactions, component states, scroll behaviors, and after delay triggers. Together they enable prototypes that pretty much replace any low fidelity developer handoffs. Now, the investment in all of this is, of course, absolutely incredible and gives us a good idea of the investment workings. And the investment in learning these capabilities pay back in clearer developer communication, more impressive stakeholder presentations, and better ability to explore and validate interaction patterns before implementation. So start with your motion and you're good to go. So thank you for watching this video all the way till the end, and I'm going to be seeing all of you in the next video. Have a great day. Goodbye.